Death blow. Death blow. Death blow.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Death Blow Podcast. Subscribe, like and share and click on the bell to receive more news about my channel. Spotify and Apple Podcasts to listen the audio version of all my YouTube episodes and Instagram, Facebook and TikTok for more contents. Today I present you the last part of this Mark Ruffneck interview and I really hope you enjoyed all the conversation I had with him. But right now, let's start with the third part of this interview. What about what's happening right now in Oz house? Are you working on a new album?
Okay. Short story here. You remember 2020, COVID?
Yes.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah.
The story starting there. First, and in that time we was releasing this Forced Commandment. That was shifted because the time when the release is there, it shifted because of the COVID. After that, it was taking a long time before the record companies and the whole system was getting back the same level. And I think it's not the same level. The life is totally different compared with how it was before the COVID in the music business, what I can see. So we was doing this. And then because it was the COVID thing, and I'm living here in Sweden, and the rest of the band nowadays in Finland, we start to recording things because we don't have to be in the studio same time. They can record in the different studios and I can make here. And so we start making the new album. And then we was releasing this single, Undercover. And that was extremely long time in Massacre Records because the Massacre Records was booked by the nuclear blast. So basically is this that the whole system with there in the record company where we have been signing start shaking. So the whole system was shaking there. What's going to happen? What happens? Yes. And it was taking almost 1 year when I was sending this all covers and everything when it was released. And when it was released, 2023, we was doing the photo session in Finland, and I was getting infection in my leg, and that was taking 2 months. And when after that, when I start walking normally, it's slippery in the winter time in Sweden, so I broke my knee.
Oh man.
So I was having trouble with my left knee almost 1 year. So the point was this, that I didn't know when I can walk normally, when I not have a pain. So it was taking almost 1 year when I was recovering for this, that I was falling 2 times in the ice. So I was broken my knee. So that time we didn't do anything because I wasn't sure if I can. I don't play drums if I can't walk.
Yeah.
This is the point. I could walk but not walk normally. Now I can walk normally, but in that time my left knee wasn't normal. So that was shifting everything, and then it's happening other things in band. What I'm not saying here, but it was this kind of things. Life is hard. People is living. People is dying. A lot of things happen. So a lot of things happen again. For me, it's never mine because I have been this whole the time when I have running this band. Always happen things. So a lot of things was happening there that we couldn't make anything. And then happens this nuclear blast buying this Massacre Records and RFM. Then the effect is coming after some years. So basically Massacre Records was going into bankrupt.
Oh man.
It was falling down. So the owner of the Massacre Records don't know exactly what he's doing. And then he's saying to me that he probably continue with the record company, but he have to fix some things. I say, yes, you fix some things. But we have a contract with the record company, but the record company owner is fixing some things. So the new record, what we have already mixed, most of the things, is waiting when something happens. Same time, I have been working several years against the black mark production. After that, Börje was dying. He was dying many, many years ago. His wife had been running this company. And Börje's wife is a witch, bad person. And the bad person, for example, don't pay any royalties to us.
Oh.
So we're not getting any money. And I'm not answering my telephone. So I have been reading the law, reading the old contracts, and coming to the conclusion that they don't have any rights to have this. And in the end, I meet Börje's son, and then they can figure out this, that actually the company is now it's down. Black mark production not existing. It's down because it was Börje's company and his old wife can't run it anymore, and we get all rights back to the band. So that was also taking my time. So basically the idea is this, that now I'm working with these songs. We have one song what have to be recording a little bit, and then we have to mix it, and then we have make a cover, and then a new album is coming next year.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Life is amazing, but I can't say if it's true. It's only thing what can happen when it's done.
Yeah.
But this is the plan, because as I was telling to you, bad things or good things can be 5 minutes of your life. You never know what happens. When I close this telephone, it can happen that someone is calling me, and then it's again. It's something happened somewhere in the world. So during these 5 years, I have been learned this before, but during these 5 years when the COVID was starting, from this point it's now 4.5 years. From this, I have learned this, that nothing is anymore done before it's done. I can tell stories. People is telling stories, and nowadays you have for example seen this, that when we get this American president Trump. Nowadays, everybody can say, because he can also do this, you can lie, you can tell any stories, and never mind if it's true or not. And you're not getting any punishment for this if you're talking bullshit. So the bullshit talking is highest level, I think, in the world right now, what it have been.
Yeah, unfortunately it is.
Yeah, and as I'm telling, I have been in music business from 82, 81, which means 44 years. And I have been in science 20 years, in university, highest level in research level. And bullshit existing all the time, but what I'm saying now, the bullshit is the highest level what I have been. If someone is saying something, I always think that hopefully this happens, but I'm not putting 100% for that. This was also these things that I was saying to my wife. Yes, we're going to the shop and buy some food when I have made this interview, but I didn't calculate that this interview is happening 100%. I was giving maybe 90. Yeah. But now when this interview is done, surprise, it happens.
Yeah.
But this is how it's most of the areas is working nowadays. It's really fun, because you have to talk with the people as you believe what they're saying, and you talk to people as you're saying. But at the same time, you have to all the time be aware that the person who you're talking, it's not 100 sure anymore, because lying and telling stories, it's higher level compared with we say 20 years ago.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is crazy right now. But I always respect the artist, so I know what I'm doing. So about this, you shouldn't worry about it. So I'm 100% honest, and I will not say or invent stuff. It's not how I operate. It's not what I like to do. So I always respect people and what they say, because I take care of what I'm doing. So not many people like this stuff, and not many people. I totally understand that many people like to invent stuff. Death Blow Podcast is not part of this. Death Blow Podcast operates in the most transparent way as possible. So there is no worries here. No.
No, I'm not worried, but as I say, I'm not worried, but I'm not prepared for this. What I was saying, that I was calculating this maybe happen, but then I'm not getting any more so pissed off as I was getting 85 when we wasn't going in the tour in USA. Because nowadays I know, okay, I can talk with the person, we're going to play there, I have, for example, last 5 years, we say last 5 years or last 10 years, we have probably been playing at least 10 different festivals, what we never played. Because there is people who talking bullshit. This is what I'm meaning, that people, if I get contacting with our management or the festival owner, whatever, I check the person who is it. But there is I can't check everyone. But anyway, and then everything is going okay. They're showing the posters, they're putting in the Facebook pages, they're doing these things, and they're saying that they're fixing this, and they're fixing this, and this band is signed, and this band is signing, and this band is signing, and this kind of things happens, and it happens 1 month, 2 months, and then it's dying. Because there's something bullshit. What means that in the beginning it wasn't discussing that maybe this festival is happening. No, that everybody talking always that this will happen, even that they don't know if it's happening. This is what I mean with this bullshit talking nowadays. But because I know this music business is like this, it's bullshit business. That's why you have to understand how it's working, and it means that when you're talking with the people, I not mean you, I mean the general way. If I'm talking with the 10, we say 100 people, part of this 100 people, it's just the bullshit talking. They're talking. They have not reality what they're talking, but everybody like to be the manager. Everybody playing a famous thing. Everybody is rich people, whatever they are, but they're saying because as I was saying, that nowadays people can lie, and for the lying you're not getting so big punishment. Everybody just say, oh, sorry, and continue to next place. So the music business have always been the place where people like to make money, and it's collecting a lot of people, because for the music business you not need any fucking education. This is a point. You can't be a professor if you are not the professor. If you not have a PhD, you can't get the position if you haven't educated you many years. But you can be a manager or studio owner, or you can be a whatever. Just you like to be that. This is what I mean, that if you are a musician, you have to learn to play. You have to make the songs, and you have to play, and you have to show that. But if you are the other side, you are not the musician, but you are the other part of the music business, which means that the 99% of the music business is not the musicians, it's the person who drive the record companies, who drive the management, who drive the festivals, who fix the gigs, who make the videos, all these side things. And these people not need to have any kind of education, any kind of guarantee that they can do this. They just start to do it and behave like they are professional and can do this. And it's ending that this is just a bullshit. But I know this, so it's not a big deal for me. But it takes time when you have to filtering. When I'm talking with the people in different areas, what we're going to do with someone, when you have to always think that is this really happening, or this is this bullshit. That's and I, because I have been so many years in this area. With the music, what happens in the 80s, it's old-fashioned way. Don't think about people who have been there as me, can tell that it wasn't so fun that everybody thinks. Young people who haven't been living in 80s think that it was the funny time. No, there's the only thing what was good, better compared what we're doing now with 80s. I was younger. Everything else was more complicated, not so easy. I mean, nowadays music business, doing music is extremely easy compared with the 80s. But what I mean, nowadays the music business is totally different as the 80s. It's totally different. There's no reason that I compare what we was doing in the 80s because what happens there and what we was doing, it's not working anymore. Nowadays, it's working totally different things. And for example, we have been now around 15 years in this new area of music. I can say during this 15 years, it's only have been changing compared what it was 15 years ago and what is now. So that's the point. For example, in the 15 years ago, there was existing MySpace, what was exactly the internet area for the musicians. And nowadays we not have that. We have a Facebook, what is basically something for everyone. And this and all this kind of all kind of this algorithms and what this thing, how the thing's working, we don't know how it's working. So this is how it is, but it is as it is. You can't say that you have to just accept. And then it, for example, if you're thinking the hard way as a musician, not to listen it. I'm not to listen to music. I make music. But if you make the music and try to make money, because if you're a musician, you want to pay your bills too. It's not cheap. I mean, yeah, you're eating as a normal people. People who's making music eating also exactly as much as people who's listening to music. But then we have this what is called Spotify. And the Spotify is this Swedish clever guys who figure out how to do it, and they are billionaires. And somewhere, the all money for the musicians have to go, and I know where they was going. It was going these 10 guys. They are billionaires, not millionaires. They are billionaires. So the point is this: that Spotify is not giving money for the people who make the music. Spotify is giving money in some fraction of the owners, and that's it. And they take 99% of the money. We get so much money that we can say that yes, you get, but this money is nothing.
Yeah.
So, and we have to live with that because there is no other way. And then but this is the funny way. This is the second thing is this, that we are the old-fashioned band, which means that Oz have anyway named somewhere in the world. So when we're making now the new albums, I know how much album we're going to sell around, or maybe double or triple, but never. But the point is this: that even that we make the vinyls and cassettes and CDs, whatever, the number of money what is coming from these when you're selling maximum what we can sell, I mean, if you're talking about Metallica, it's a different story. But the normal bands, we not get so much money that we can pay from our studio cost. So every album what we was doing is minus. It costs money for me to make the album. Totally making the cover, making the stealing and stuff. So the point is this: when in the 80s we was getting money when we was doing the same story. This is a different, and the difference is just the numbers. Nowadays you can sell thousands of albums. In the 80s, we was selling 10,000 albums, sometimes 100,000 albums. And the big band was selling millions of albums. This is the difference. If you're selling million albums or 1,000 albums, there is the end story is when you're selling 1,000 albums, it's zero. And think about it, even when we was doing our first album in 82, the first print was 5,000. So different was the time in that time, because you know that if you make an album, people is buying it. Nowadays, people is buying the album only that part of the people who collecting them.
Yeah.
and they are less than this 5,000. 5,000 we was selling in Finland and Sweden, but we're not selling 5,000 in the world. This is what people can't understand, because if you are just a listener, young guy, or 20 years ago, you don't know this. You see the band playing in some festival or see in the television and all, they have to be rich. No, because there is no fucking money what is coming with the guys.
So true.
This is a reality.
Yeah.
This is the fun reality. This is the fun reality what most of the people can't understand. That's the point. What is the fun things, because if you look into for example the Metallica, what was actually to other company the same time in New York, they were starting same time other side of as Oz was starting, and Metallica was for example listening Oz Fire in the Brain in the tour bus and saying this is great band, but that they are the number one. So the Metallica, the selling albums, or AC/DC or Iron Maiden, the selling albums, it's not a big deal anymore, because they have made them millions. Yes. They have made it. It's never mind if they're selling 10,000 albums or 100,000 albums. It's not changing their life anymore, because they have already in the green card. But I mean, the younger band and like this, you see this kind of fun, and you're starting these things, and you see, wow, I can do this, but there is nothing. And in that sense, even that, I think this Kiss bass player Gene Simmons, a lot of times he's also talking a lot of bullshit. But the point is this, that one thing what he's saying is really, really, really as it is. There is no reason for the young people start a rock band in system how we're living right now.
That's the true story. That's
a true story. But the point is this, that young people is doing it. It's the same story how I was. I never ever thinking about money when I was starting play drums, when I was putting together O's and like this. We never thinking about money. But Gene Simmons thinking the money in that sense, that when you're starting the band, it's coming to one day when you start realize and see that I never make any money for this what I'm doing, because it's not existing. And in our time in 80s when we started it existing, we could buy more instruments because we was going in the gigs and we was getting money.
I really hope that the people that will listen this episode will understand this huge important part that you talk about right now, and they will start thinking really in a realistic way that could not be possible like in the 80s. So I really hope that the people will understand, and I really hope that they will take your precious advice for their own career. So at the end of this interview, I really hope that you could add something to say to the people that will watch this episode, to conclude this part, this amazing long episode. So what can you say to the people? What can you say to add the final words, your final words?
The final words is always the same story. Look our homepage, www.ozofficial.com. There you can see when the new album is coming. There you can see when we're playing shows somewhere. So this is the point. Or you can find always Oz Official in Facebook or other social media. But the homepage is now under construction. It's running maybe after 1 week or something like that. But you can see the old one. But it's there you can see this. And the point is this: if you're listening heavy metal or you're interested, just check our music. Maybe you can find something, some songs what sounds good, and that's my message for the people. Rock and roll. Otherwise, the life is not worth to live.
Thank you so much, man. It has been a nice pleasure to talk with you.
It was enjoy to talk about, but as you must realize, I can talk hours, weeks. I can write hundreds of books about my life with Oz. It happens a lot of things, and mainly a lot of other bands is happened these things. But I mean, I have been in business 25 years. Of course, it's happened a lot of things. Yeah, you're welcome. Have a nice Saturday.
Have a nice Saturday to you too, man.
Okay, keep in contact.
Yes. Bye bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
And that's all for this episode of Deaf Blow Podcast. Subscribe, like and share and click on the bell to receive more news about my channel. Spotify and Apple Podcasts to listen the audio versions of all my YouTube episodes, and Instagram, Facebook and TikTok for more contents. See you soon, guys!